Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another reading vlog where I'm going to be reading 2 thrillers and 1 literary fiction. Again. Alright, so the 3 books I'm going to be reading in this video are The Lost Ones by Sheena Kamal, Summit Lake by Charlie Donlier, and Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. This vlog is going to be completely spoiler free, so yeah, let's just jump into the reading footage. Alright, the first book I'm gonna be reading is The Lost Ones by Sheena Kamal, which I'm probably pronouncing wrong, so I'm sorry. And this one is actually the only one of the 3 books of this reading vlog that I don't physically own. And I have the audiobook and I think it's around 350 pages. This book is a thriller and mystery, I guess, and I'm gonna read the description. It's late. The phone rings. The man on the other end says his daughter is missing. Your daughter. The baby you gave away over 15 years ago. What do you do? Nora Watts isn't sure that she wants to get involved. Troubled, messed up, and with more than enough problems of her own, Nora doesn't want to revisit the past. But then she sees the photograph. A girl, a teenager, with her eyes. How can she turn her back on her? But going in search of her daughter brings Nora into contact with a past that she would rather forget. A past that she has worked hard to put behind her, but which is always there, waiting for her. And I just realized that this is actually the first book in a series, which I had no idea about. So I am wondering if, the story is gonna be over in this book, and the other books are gonna focus on, other stories, or if it's gonna be something like Truly Devious, in which the mystery is the same for various books of the series. I am hoping that it's over in this book because I wasn't really intending on starting a new series. That was definitely not my intention here. But yeah, I mean, maybe I love this and maybe I do want to keep going with this series because, I mean, it sounds interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking and actually start reading. I got 52% into The Lost Ones. I always forget the titles of the books I'm reading. Why does my memory suck so bad? So I got 52% into the book, and the first thing that happens, like it says in the synopsis, is that basically Nora meets the adoptive parents of her biological daughter, and they tell her that she's gone missing because Nora is basically like a private investigator, so they want her to help them look for her. And also, Nora has a dog, but she didn't get the dog. The dog chose her, which is adorable. And it's even more adorable that Nora decided to be a better person after the dog chose her, because the dog chose her, so she had to be a better person for the dog, and that's adorable. So after she meets the girl's called Bonnie. After she meets Bonnie's parents, she doesn't really want to get into the investigation. She's I'm gonna stay away from that. And she's working on her own investigations, which now she has kind of abandoned. And I don't know if she, if it was just part of the initial plot because it was her life and it's never gonna be mentioned again, or if it's gonna somehow be connected with Bonnie's disappearance in the end. And she basically couldn't stop thinking about Bonnie, so she decided that she was gonna start investigating. And as she starts looking into it, Bonnie's life and her parents and her friends, there is something really weird going on. And at the same time as we're finding out about what's happening, we're also learning about Nora's past, the past she was trying to leave behind her. And I really like Nora, even though she's
definitely not a great person. And I mean, that's definitely connected to what happened to her in the past. But yeah, she's like definitely not a great person. She's very like morally gray, I would say. But she is ultimately good, and I really, really like her. And there have been some scenes in which she was in danger, and like I was very tense, very worried about her. So like, this is definitely a thriller. And yeah, I've really enjoying the book so far.
Alright, so I have finished The Lost Ones, and it was intense. Like, I know that I said in the other update that I was definitely feeling the tension, and I kept feeling the tension. Like, I felt even more tension every time Nora was in danger, or like, it was an intense scene. I really felt the tension, so, you know, it was a thriller. I still have my opinion that Nora is not a great person, but as a character, I love her because I feel like the characters that are like just too nice aren't as fun to read about. And yeah, like as a friend, she wouldn't be great, but as a character, she's amazing. Like she's an incredible character. And even if she was like a real person, after everything that she's been through, like I would not blame her for not being great. But yeah, like I absolutely loved Nora as a character. So like in terms of the actual plot, I loved how everything connected in the ending, and I also appreciated how fast it was. Like it moved really fast, and I love action, so yeah, really enjoyed that. And I said that, well, I don't know if the story is gonna be concluded, and it was. Like, it was concluded, so if you wanna just read one book, like, this can be read as a standalone. But I'm actually considering, like, continuing on with the series just for Nora, because I loved reading about her. I really enjoyed the book, I really enjoyed the plot, I really enjoyed how fast it was, I really enjoyed the main character, and, like, how everything came together, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm, however, still debating between like a 4 and a 5 because I don't know if it had like the 5-star feel, but yeah, overall, like I really enjoyed this book. And the next book I'm gonna read is Summit Lake. And I mean, I have the book, but it's in Portuguese, so I'm just gonna read the synopsis from Goodreads. Some places seem too beautiful to be touched by horror. Summit Lake, nestled in North Carolina's Blue Ridge Mountains, is that kind of place. But 2 weeks ago, Becca Eckersley, a first-year law student and daughter of a powerful attorney, was brutally murdered there. Now the town is reeling with grief, and the police are baffled. At first, investigative reporter Kelsey Castle thinks of the assignment as a fluff piece, but the savagery of the crime and the efforts to keep it quiet hint at something far more sinister than a random attack by a stranger. As Kelsey digs deeper, despite danger and warnings, she feels a growing connection to the dead girl. And the more she learns about Becca's friendships, her love life, and her secrets, the more convinced she becomes that walking in Becca's footsteps could lead her out of her own dark past. As I've mentioned previously, I have read another book by this author this year, which I really enjoyed, so yeah, I mean, I have high expectations for this book. And I am not gonna start reading it right now because like the Portuguese soccer team is actually playing right now. It started 4 minutes ago, so I should be in front of the TV right now, and that's why I'm wearing this. I mean, like this is a friendly game, but the European Championship is starting in 2 days. So like, I'm very excited already. And I'm not just excited for Portugal because my expectations are not high, you know? I'd rather keep them low, but I'm just excited for the amount of soccer games I'm gonna watch. And I mean, do I have to write a thesis? Yes, but soccer is everything. So yeah, I'm gonna watch that. Portugal actually won 4-0, which, with that kind of result, you would think, wow, they must have played really well. But did they though? Yeah. And I did not start reading the book on Wednesday. And yesterday was actually a holiday. It was the day of Portugal. And so I woke up at 2 p.m. And then my parents and I went to have lunch at the beach at like 4 p.m. Yeah, great time to have lunch. And then we just like had a walk at the beach, and it was like 7 when we got home. And I had a horrible headache because every time I sleep too much, I get headaches. Like normal people get headaches when they don't sleep enough. I get them when I sleep too much. But yeah, the only thing I could do was read, so I just read. And I finished the book. So yeah, that happened. I thought about like updating the vlog halfway through, but it was only 300 pages, so I thought, it's not that long, so maybe I'll just update at the end. And well, this book opens up with Becca's murder, and the scene's it's pretty brutal. And then throughout the whole book, we follow 2 perspectives, which is Becca, before she was murdered, and also Kelsey after she gets to Summit Lake and is investigating what happened to Becca. And it's 1 chapter each. And very early on, with Kelsey's investigation, we learned that the police is covering up what happened. They're not telling her anything, and she can't have access to any documents. And so it's pretty obvious that something's suspicious. And just like when I did the reading vlog for The Burning Girls, I said that there was a creepy guy that probably had actually nothing to do with what happened, just that kind of character that gets you thinking, oh, they probably did it. And yeah, when I was reading, also very early on, I was like, yeah, I bet this guy is that kind of character, he's really creepy, really weird, not good vibes. And yeah, I'm not gonna spoil if you had actually anything to do with it or not, but yeah, he had that vibe. Also, there was a character that I really liked, and I throughout the whole book I just kept thinking, please don't let him be the killer, please don't let him be the killer, please don't let him be the killer, because I really liked that guy. And yeah, also, I'm not gonna spoil if he was the killer or not, but I really liked him. He was too nice, honestly, too nice. Also, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but if it's a spoiler, it's a very minor spoiler, because it's not gonna spoil the identity of the killer or anything like that. But basically, we learned that the guy who attacked Becca had a beard, and throughout the book, every guy gets a beard. Every single guy in Becca's life at some point has a beard. I was like, this is getting ridiculous. Everyone has a damn beard. What the hell? Also, and this is a very minor thing, but Kelsey at the end kind of gets in a relationship, and I was really hoping she would get with another person. So yeah, not that the romance was in any way the focus of the book, and especially was not my focus, but yeah, I just would have preferred if she had gotten with another person. But oh well. This is not a romance anyway, is it? Yeah, I'm just complaining for absolutely no reason. But yeah, my overall thoughts, I really enjoyed the book. I really enjoyed it. The Lost Ones I read before, the plot moved really fast. It was really fast-paced, really intense. Although I have to say that, the tense scenes in the other book were better. I definitely felt a lot more tension. But, I really enjoyed it. I didn't see it coming, The reveal. I did not see that coming. I don't think it has the 5-star feels either. Though, I did read it really fast, but, I do have that problem. When I start reading a thriller, a mystery, I need to know what happened, and I will not do anything else with my life until I figure it out. So, yeah. And I did really like it, but I don't think it has the 5-star feels as well, so I'm probably gonna give it 4 stars. But anyway, the next book I'm gonna be reading is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. And I read Everything I Never Told You by this author last month, and it was probably my favorite book I've read this year so far. So like, I'm very excited to read this. And I'm gonna read the synopsis that is on the back. In Shaker Heights, a placid, progressive suburb of Cleveland, everything is planned. From the layout of the winding roads to the colors of the houses, to the successful lives its residents will go on to lead. And no one embodies this spirit more than Alina Richardson, whose guiding principle is playing by the rules. Enter Mia Warren, an enigmatic artist and single mother, who arrives in this idyllic bubble with her teenage daughter Pearl, and a disregard for the status quo that threatens to upend this carefully ordered community. Suspicious of Mia and her motives, Alina is determined to uncover the secrets in Mia's past, but her obsession will come at unexpected and devastating costs. Little Fires Everywhere explores the weight of secrets, the nature of art and identity, the ferocious pull of motherhood, and the danger of believing that following the rules can avert disaster. I do need to finish editing the video that I have to upload today because my headache yesterday didn't let me do that, but yeah, I'm excited. Alright, so Euro 2020 has started, and like, can we talk about the fact that they decided to still call it Euro 2020? Are we supposed to just ignore the fact that 2020 was a disaster and it's now 2021? Like, what the hell? But anyway, I'm 54% into Little Fires Everywhere, and the book opens up with the Richardsons' house burning. And everyone thinks that the person to blame is Izzy, who is the Richardsons' youngest child. And there are 4 children: Lexi, Trip, Moody, and Izzy. And Izzy is basically like the troublemaker of the family. So after that first chapter in which the house is burning, we get to like flashback. I would say like it's like a year ago maybe. They said it's like last June when Mia and Pearl Warren got to Shaker Heights. And well, Pearl quickly becomes friends with the 3 oldest Richardson children, so Lexi, Trip, and Moody. And she like spends a lot of time at their house. On the other hand, Izzy, the youngest Richardson and the troublemaker, becomes very close with Mia Warren, and she goes to her house. So like Pearl is going to Izzy's house and Izzy is going to Pearl's house. And a bit later, all the kids see something that indicates that Mia is hiding something from her past. And they decide to ask Mia, but I mean, she obviously is not gonna tell a bunch of random kids about her past. And Pearl realizes that she shouldn't have asked her mom with all those kids around. You know, maybe if she had just asked her when they were alone, just the 2 of them, maybe she would have told her. But with all those kids around, she was obviously not gonna share her secrets, and so Pearl never asked anything about it again. However, Mrs. Richardson, Alina, was also very interested in that, and she decided to investigate. And around the same time, something else happened that is not directly connected to Alina or Mia, but it's in a way connected to both of them. And like, it's obviously not gonna end well. You can tell like from the start that this is not gonna end well. And just like with the other book I read from Celeste Ng, I am loving getting to know these characters and their relationships. Like, she's a master at writing characters and relationships. And also like in all the conflicts, she shows both sides, so you can like understand both sides. And I just find it very fascinating, and I am really loving this book so far. Alright, so I have finished Little Fires Everywhere, and since my other update, we found out about Mia's secret past. And as the readers find out, someone else is also finding out at the same time. And just like the title of the book says, like Little Fires Everywhere, there were little fires everywhere in the sense that there were a lot of little things happening that we know will evolve and cause bigger fires in a way. And yeah, all those little fires grew and they resulted in a pretty sad ending for most of the characters. But just like in the other book I read from this author, Everything I Never Told You, the ending was both very sad but very hopeful at the same time. And I think it's especially hopeful because you're not sure what happened to some of the characters. And I usually don't like open endings. But in this case, I actually really enjoyed it because, I mean, you can look at it both ways, but I prefer to look at it in a hopeful way. Yeah, you know, just hoping that those characters, which you don't know what exactly happened, just got happy. Like, I'm trying really hard not to spoil anything, but yeah, at the ending, you don't know if some characters are gonna find each other, basically, and I just choose to hope that they will, and they will be happy. And yeah, that's what I mean when I say that it's sad but hopeful, because, you know, there's a little hope that maybe they will be alright, maybe they will find each other and be happy. And as you can see, like, I got really attached to these characters and I really love getting to know them and their relationships and their secrets, I guess, and the way they decided to approach them and how much they cared about each other. I really, really love this book. Alright, so this was a very successful reading vlog in which I loved all the books I read, and I mean, I would definitely recommend all 3 books. But let's just jump into my final thoughts about each one of them. So for The Lost Ones by Shina Kamal, I really, really loved the plot, and I loved how fast it was and how thrilling that I actually felt really tense and anxious every time Nora was in danger, and I mean, I love that. And I also really loved following Nora. She was a very interesting character, and as I said, like, she wasn't the best person, but as a character, she was amazing to follow. And yeah, I overall really, really loved that book, and I ended up giving it 4.5 stars. Alright, next book, Summit Lake. I read this book basically in one sitting, which means I was definitely very into it. Just like The Lost Ones, this plot moved very, very fast, which again kept me reading like the whole book in one sitting. And I really enjoyed the dual POV from Becca in the past before she was murdered, and also from Kelsey in the present as she was trying to figure out what had happened. I had like a few little complaints about this book, but I overall really, really enjoyed it, and I ended up giving it 4 stars. And last but not least, Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. I love the characters this author writes. They're so interesting to read about, and I also love that none of them are just fully good or bad. And I mean, that's just people in real life, you know. The characters feel very, very real. I think that's what I love most about all the characters this author writes, is that they feel like real people. I love getting to know these characters and their relationships, like both the relationships they already had before the book started, and also the new relationships that formed during the book. And I also really liked seeing the interactions between the Richardsons and the Warrens, and also their secrets that were threatening to just destroy everything. And here in the back, it says that the book explores like a bunch of things, and one of the things is the ferocious pull of motherhood. And that is very, very true, because Mia and Elena are not the only 2 mothers in this book. There are a few more mothers mentioned here, and we get to see the lengths they would all go to protect their children. And yeah, like I said, Celeste Ng is definitely a master at writing characters that feel real and their relationships. And I loved everything about this book, just like I loved everything about her other book. And I gave it 5 stars. Alright, so as I said, this was a very successful reading vlog, and I would definitely recommend all these 3 books. And yeah, I'm very happy right now after reading all these amazing books. And this is everything for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give it a like and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!